Hello, how you guys doing? Hope you're doing good. Staying warm out there and trying to stay off from bad roads because some of the snow and ice is gonna be coming. What's coming on? Well, I hope your day is doing good, being blessed. Well, mine's doing well. I'm going to show you something that I've been thinking about. You know what I want to say. And I hate to make things seem like it started out this way, what I'm about to tell you, but it's something going on between black men and black women. And relationship wise, some are going to be, a small percentage might be coupled, but a lot are not going to be coupled up. Because somebody isn't matching up. And you hear more women complaining, more men saying rejecting, like other men, and they don't want to be bothered. What's going on? I'm gonna give you my commentary after I show you these videos about these content creator, and I come back with my commentary.
I'm Karen Samran, and
You want some proof there from the streets? Let's go.
Right? That was not the guy that I was married to. That wasn't my ex-husband. That was pre-ex-husband, right? So then
Pre-ex-husband.
after that story time, which was very much true, I was single. I just had got this dude that was in the Marines to pay for my laser lipo. And I was
Already telling you she a bum. Got a dude from the Marines paying for a laser light bulb. Listen to this though.
snatched right up, But I was really small anyway, so I didn't really have too much snatch.
So she really didn't need it. Anytime you do anything for them, the first thing they're going to say, if you end up falling out with them, if you bring it up, hey, I did this for you, I did that for you, and you saying, hey, what did you do for me? The first thing they're going to say to you is that whatever you did for them, it really wasn't nothing because they didn't need it. That's just how she just disregarded dude that paid for it, who was a simp, paying for lipo.
Snatching a dude. But anyway, I got him my laser lipo, and I was out there in the streets, and I was having a blast.
For the streets.
I was living my best life, and on Instagram,
I
got
streets.
from this guy, and he invited me out. We're gonna call him TJ. So TJ DM'd me, and he said, "Hey, come to this hookah lounge." And it's a popular hookah lounge that's in San Diego,
Hookah Lounge, also known as Pookie Lounge. You go there, all you're gonna see is people who possibly have herpes. You're spreading, they be passing this hookah around, look like they smoking on a bagpipe. They pass these hookahs around and they puffing on it, looking like fiends. Don't know this person, don't know where their lips been at, just spreading herpes everywhere. Let's go. The Pookie Lounge.
It was really the only place you could go to if you weren't 21. So TJ invited me out, and he said bring some friends. So I hit up
Understand, this is her at 19. She's talking about when she was 19. She's divorced now and single. This is getting somewhere. Let's go.
It's 3 or 4 of my friends at the time. Ended up going out, and that night I ended up meeting my husband, ex-husband now. So whatever, we'll call him. Let's just call him X. So I met X. And he was friends with that guy that invited me to the hookah lounge or whatever. And the guy was trying to talk to me too, but X was quiet. I'm loud. I'm not always loud.
Of course you loud. You're Keisha.
I'm a lot to deal with. Y'all probably to
And who wants to deal with that? Loud and a lot to deal with. Who wants to deal with that? Come on, this is ridiculous. Let's go.
Yeah,
They proud of that.
Quiet. And then I see this other guy that I was dating.
But want somebody quiet.
At the time I was dating 2 other guys.
You hear that? She see this guy that she was dating, but at the time she was dating two other guys. Hold on. This is her at 19. Remember I told you by the time they turned 21, some of y'all even said a lot earlier, but I said by the time they turned 21, they done stacked dozens of bodies. They done stacked so many bodies on top of them by the time they 21. And then they got the nerve to talk about black men giving them STDs. No. Black men are not giving you STDs. You out here spreading them. Dating two guys outside, talking to one already. 19. They think they have endless options, and then they get passed around. They be in a perpetual tizzy tour around this time. Let's go.
Dating someone at the time. So I kind of didn't want to move too fast with X, but we started like texting a lot and we started hanging out more. He just started buying me things. I just got out of like a toxic relationship where my other ex had destroyed, like when he moved out, he destroyed all of my furniture. And you guys, I'm like, at the time I'm like 18, 19, so it took a lot for me to even get that furniture. And
Stop lying. You're on Section 8. You got a voucher for furniture. You didn't pay for that. We paid for that. The state paid for that. Wherever state, taxpayers paid for that. Us. You didn't pay for that. And when they say, destroying the furniture, they mean fighting. You were fighting him and y'all destroyed the furniture together. He wasn't in there destroying the furniture by himself. You was in there fighting him and you destroyed the furniture along with him. Lying Keisha.
I couldn't just pop up with, some new furniture like that. I didn't have it like that.
You never have it.
But priorities messed up because I did get laser. I did have somebody pick for my laser light bulb. But anyway, so when X found out, I kind of told him everything that happened with my other ex. And he was like, oh, well, I'm about to buy you furniture, I'm buying you TVs, everything. It happened so fast. He was like, yeah, I got you. So he plugged me with like new couches, new TVs, new everything. And, it was really nice. So I kind of started dropping my other guys that I was dating because I was dating.
You see what I'm telling you? They think they have these options. So just because a guy is buying you more, you drop the rest of them. That's it. That's all it takes for us to buy you some furniture and some TVs, and you just drop the rest of those guys. This is the reason why they end up alone and broke and by themselves and, looking for help when they're older. She's single right now, and you can tell, by her attitude that there's nobody checking for her. There's nobody checking for her. She says she's loud, but she's looking for somebody quiet. Somebody quiet don't want to be with somebody loud. Don't make any sense. But they believe they have endless options. She dropped those guys just because they bought her. The dude that she with bought her something. Let me tell you something about simps. Simps are only around for a short period of time. Once they get tired of you, they go on to simp on somebody else, and then you're left in the dirt looking for another simp. But the problem is, you're getting older. You're constantly getting older. And the older you get, the less valuable you are to the, sexual marketplace. The less valuable you are. And now, look at you. Washed, bunch of cakes, pancake batter on your face, right? 1 minute they be coming outside with the tennis ball, which is the TKO, Tanya TKO haircut. 2 days later they'll come outside with the curly mop, with the wavy mop on their head. Don't make sense. Let's go.
And you guys, I don't know how long the story is going to be. It's going to be a part 2. But remember the guy. Just please remember the guy from the hookah lounge because I don't know. Let's just give the hookah lounge dude a name. We're gonna call him Hush because that's what he should have did. So Hush was kind of feeling some type of way because I was making it known on social media, never again. You'll never see me on my social media ever again. I was making it known on social media, I'm rocking with X. This my dude. He was tricking. It was lovely, and everyone was happy for me. I was super happy.
She was happy because he was tricking. Let's go.
Just made me like happy. He was still roommates with his friend TJ or whatever. So they would come over every once in a while. And he started just coming over a lot to the point where I was like, oh well, you might as well just stay here, you know. And when did he move in? I'm trying to think when he moved in. So about time he moved in, like 6 months.
All right, you know, let me break this down to you, black man. We don't need to hear no more from her. She's spaced out. Look how, did you see how long she had to sit back? Because she was spaced out. You know what that means? When they do that, spacing out, they thinking of lies. They're thinking of lies. So when they start thinking of lies, you know what that means. All right, it's time to tune you out. And let me tell you, black men, they're not marriage material. They're warped in the mind. They listen to too much television. They think they're reality TV stars. Nobody knows them, right? They think that they're supposed to be catered to. They think they don't have to do anything in a relationship. They think it's all about them until they get older and realize they're washed and then they need help. This is disgusting. And I know we already know how they get down, but you know, the mindset is just terrible. So anybody out there telling you that don't listen to black men that tell you to stay away from them, they want you with this. This is the norm. This what you need to know. This is the norm, black men. This is the norm right here. This is the normal behavior out there. You need to know that. This is the norm. This is what you're dealing with. This is Keisha culture. You're looking at Keisha culture right here. That's what's outside for you if you deal with them. Who wants to deal with this? I'm telling you, I'm not telling you to go out there and look for a unicorn. I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you there's some good ones. Because then if I tell you that, you end up out there looking for a unicorn. And then what ends up happening, while looking for this unicorn, you end up losing your resources and probably you end up losing your mind in the process. Why would I tell you that? I'd rather tell you stay away. I'd rather tell you get away from them. Don't deal with them at all. Who?
He's the captain of all the women.
Miss Cynthia G, she is bag of sorts. Kind of sorts. She's doing the Prince Ella thing. You dusty male, dusty beta male, but then goes on to the dusty beta male who happens to be gay and talk about why it is she don't like dusty beta males. Yeah, that. We're going to get into that in a minute. But first, these super chats. My man King Musa in the building with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. He writes, we support Donald J. Trump because he has shown to support blacks while the people they vote for kept us in jail. So we feel what he's going through. And by the same people who still put us through it, American black women here. King Musa comes through with another $10 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. He writes, how are we getting left behind when 4 out of 10 new homeless people are black women and many so-called successful black women are scamming or abusing power? Yes, we heard about that mayor, that City Girls mayor, tricking off all the Wookiee weave money. Yes, we heard all about that. She's tricking off all the Wookiee weave money. Oh yeah, we heard about it. Oh yes, we're going to have a heck of a political season here on Obsidian Radio. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for that. The great eye of the galaxy in the building with the $10 super chat. He says, good morning, brother. Peace to you too, my brother. Thank you so much for your support. My man Dwayne in the building with the $5 super chat writes, but you, oh man, you noticed in the clip with the Ice Cube, Selena Johnson agreed with Ice Cube but got shouted down by the rest of her cohorts. Oh yeah, that is the gynocratic mafia. That is BFF Omerta. You can know about the BFF, but you as a black woman can't speak on the BFF. On Murtha. Great Eye in the Galaxy in the building with the $5 super chat rights. Ebony K also knows she wouldn't be where she is without government aid. Ain't that the truth? Dwayne in the building with the $5 super chat rights. If Trump was in office, do you think we would have this immigrant crisis in Chicago? To ask the question, my brother, is to answer it. No. Trump would have stopped the bum rush at the border. Here. We don't have any problem with legal immigrants coming in the legal way. All well and good. We're talking about illegals coming to this country and taking benefits that rightly belong to American citizens, veterans in particular. How the hell you gonna give illegal immigrants precedence over housing over veterans who fought for this country? Make that make sense. Make it make sense. How you gonna give precedence to fence jumpers over top of people who put their lives on the line for this country? That is a slap in the face. Yeah. Don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. The Democrat Party wants to give precedent to illegal aliens over veterans. People who volunteered to fight for our way of life. And this is the thanks they get. Putting the back of the line behind fence jumpers. Make that shit make sense. That shit don't make no sense at all.
Naturally, she hadn't slept well and delirium was setting. She made it through the night.
And this is insane.
By the third day, Claire's mind was really playing tricks.
Now you see another reason why black men voting for the GOP, because black men serve in the military disproportionately than any other racial group,
For her to pass.
and always have since the country's inception.
After a couple of days of social media silence,
We were right there on the front line in the Revolutionary War, and I know that's true because where I grew up here in Philadelphia, they had one of the Revolutionary War battles, the Battle of Germantown. You can look it up.
I also checked for
Black Revolutionary War soldiers were fighting in Germantown here in Philadelphia. That's a fact.
Joshua Tree Parker
In the Revolutionary War, we fought in every war this country ever had. You goddamn right, we want what's rightfully ours as American citizens.
car not
And shout out to all of my fellow brothers who fought for this country. How the hell you gonna put an illegal so-and-so before the brothers who fought for this country? Make that shit make sense.
didn't find her first. After all, she was trapped around large boulders and was difficult to see. They called out over the helicopter's PA system.
The Battle of Germantown, look it up.
Hear us, please make
They got the Black Aces Veterans Museum in Germantown.
as she heard the helicopter.
There is the chronicle of all of the
Tied the plastic bag on the
First video about how you can talk her right up those fucking baddies. That's if the bitch is wearing it.
They saw a tiny and obscure grocery bag laying back.
So miss us with that bullshit that they came up with in there. And I don't even call it a fucking debate because it wasn't no debate. I'm sitting and asked straight up to Rob Perkins, who, again, these niggas don't seem to understand this. They don't seem to get this. He asked the brother straight up, are you Cynthia G's baby's daddy? Period. Yes or no? But you can bear this shit right now. No, I am not the baby's daddy. Fuck that. Stop lying on me. That is not my child. Okay? No, he comes back and says it's none of y'all business. Oh yeah, it is our business. Because you're making videos talking about black issues and what's wrong in the black community. And neither one of y'all, I'm gonna say neither one of y'all, I'm talking about Perkins and Cynthia G. I don't know their exact age, but I would venture to say they're well over 30. And y'all talking about all this in the black community, y'all talking about black issues, and you two motherfuckers is fucking each other without a condom. That's sexually irresponsible. I'm sorry, that's what that is. I can give you, as I said in the video when I made the first video about this whole baby gate. Listen, I understand the heat of the moment. I'll give you that. That can happen. You go over her house, it wasn't planned. Y'all get to kissing, touching, pets, and next thing you know, y'all have sex. Okay, boom. That can happen. And she gets pregnant. Okay, that can happen. I'm with that. But that can happen one time.
Next up, Holly Jones,
That can happen one time.
32-year-old Holly
Why? Because we are what we repeatedly do, so therefore it is not a singular act, it is a lifestyle. So if you continuously doing this type of behavior, this is not a mistake. This ain't slipping up one time, things got hot and heated, we should have got protection, we didn't, I slipped it in and bam, it was what it was, and she got, no, that's not what this is. This is a lifestyle. It's an irresponsible lifestyle. That's the reason why it's an issue. It's hypocrisy. It's fucking hypocrisy. And for some odd reason, these hoteps can't get this. These hoteps can't get this. All right, you know, what they do is none of my business. I know it's none of your business. Because it don't fit the narrative. Understand, man, what's up?
The site she chose was unrelated.
I sat that whole second half pissed off. Why? Because I didn't pay attention to what he told me. And that's where you brothers are. Because I told y'all, they're going to use your dysfunction against you. And y'all keep giving them ammunition. Y'all keep just pouring over ammunition to them, and they just using it as a justification. This is, see, that's why I don't want to deal with him. That's why I want to level up, because she's sick of this street hustler. She's tired of this Negro. She's outgrown him. Caveat, put a pin there. It's not much to outgrow him, so that's not really, don't pat yourself on the back. It's not much to outgrow this Negro. But this is what she's done. She has used his dysfunction against him, and now she's using that very same dysfunction that at one time she accepted to do what? Swirl with a white man. I've been telling y'all this. I've been telling y'all this. This is the whole myth of this hashtag leveling up. Hashtag divesting, you know, this is the myth in that. And the mythology is that the two brothers who were created by the two competing ideologies, Du Bois's Talented Tenth, Booker T. Washington's Industrialized Education, those two type brothers, she rejected both of them. She didn't want to have nothing to do with neither one of them. And you still hear black women today referring to educated brothers as educated lames. Why is he a lame? Why is he a lame? What makes him a lame? And why can't you just say, well, he's a lame? But why you call him an educated lame? See, that's a knock on him wanting to learn. What, you would prefer him to be ignorant? So you would get more aroused if he was a buffoon? And these are rhetorical questions because I already know the answer is yes, you would, because that's the reason why that's who you procreated with. It turned you on to be able to be smarter than this Negro. That's the reason why, and I'm going to say this, I know y'all not going to like this, but goddammit, I got to say it. That's the reason why. Let me tread lightly with this. Matter of fact, let me take a sip of this. Let me take a sip. Take a sip of that. Let me be careful. Let me be careful. Let me be careful. And how I word this. We talking about the talented 10th brother, the educated lane, and she's more turned on by a brother who's a buffoon, who has less intelligence. And what lets me know that this is true, I watch a couple live streams, and I'm going to be very careful how I address this, because I know that harassment policy is live and well, so I'm going to be careful. But I watched a couple live streams, one particular with Cynthia G. And what I've noticed about Cynthia G, I think it actually, and let me be careful. I think it actually turns her on to get on these live streams and to debate with these Negroes who are clearly not on her level intellectually. And when she gets on those live streams with them Negroes and completely and I'm sitting there, it's like listening to somebody scrape their fingernails across a chalkboard. She's dismantling these Negroes. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, God damn, man. If it was boxing, the ref would stop the fight. And she's sitting there boxing these Negroes, tagging them every chance she get, and these Negroes sitting there looking dumb. Well, I seen a live stream last week, and she called black men bitches. And you had 3 black men sitting on the panel, and not one of them Negroes could say nothing. And I'm like, God damn you. You know what? Let me get. I might have to get with that whole. Let me stop because I'm gonna slip up. I know I am. So let me get off that subject because I'm gonna slip up. But that's just one example. When I see that sister go in with these brothers on these panels, and how she just, this just matters. And this one Negro, and the one particular panel in question that I'm talking about. She was talking about the very same Negro who made, I done a video on this a couple of weeks ago, where he called my commentary toxic. And I done a hole on that. Y'all know who I'm talking about. In this one particular panel, she was talking to that Negro. She was talking to that Negro. And I would tell that Negro, you need to come to the rabbit hole. That's what you need to do. Because if you can't debate and defend your position any better than that with her, God damn it, you need to stay off those panels and you need to put your head in a boat. Because she completely dismantles you Negroes. And that's why she likes to get on those panels with y'all. I think it turns her on, it really does. For her to sit there and berate you Negroes and you Negroes don't say nothing.
Life has few guarantees, but there's one important guarantee you can count on from Colonial.
You know, ladies, let me tell you something. Sometimes you gotta have a little self-esteem with yourself, because sometimes the men that some of you choose, when you choose these men, some of them are bottom of the barrel, is because you really don't think that you can get someone that's higher than that. And when you get a guy who's not really worth anything, and unfortunately some of you procreate with these men, which the men who are the bottom of the barrel should not be procreating with anybody until they raise up their status and can actually provide for a child and do what's right in a family setting. Case in point, so I was on Facebook and I ended up running to a picture here that was kind of put up, and a lot of people discussing this particular picture. And I said, oh God, this is something that we see all the time, unfortunately, in the community. So let's go ahead and put this picture up. So as you can see this picture here, whoever this dude is, boy, he looks like he is the, bastion of, provision and doing what's right. So it said, attention all attendants, someone in this building is sleeping with my husband. She married this man. Here on, and she blacked it out, street. I really don't have time for the BS. We have 5 kids together, and we're expecting the 5th one. Now, some people say, what do you mean we have 5 kids together and expecting the 5th one? Maybe he had some kids and she had some kids and they put their family together. I don't know. It could sound like that's what it is. She said, I do not have time for unnecessary stress. Stop it now. It is not hard to find your own man. You're not even good enough to have his real number. Just a text now. Thank you. Well, I never understand why the woman gets mad at the other woman, or the man gets mad at the other man and want to fight the other man. That person you with chose to be with that other person. That dude that you married as your husband, he chose to go over there, whatever woman that he's sleeping with. So the message shouldn't be at her. The message should be at him. His behind is supposed to be at home with his family, doing what he's supposed to do, not outside in these streets trying to lay up in between different women's legs. And then some of y'all out here are so reckless. Y'all know all these diseases are running around, and y'all still will want to go up in somebody raw and have the potential of not only getting the disease, but making more children. That you're not even taking care of the children that you got. Then you have a lady like this eventually get mad and leave this guy, and then now she wants to go look for you. Good job having brothers. Now she wants the dude that wouldn't cheat on her, or the dude that would be a good person. Because at one point in time she didn't want that because she wanted what you saw on the screen. John Quavia is here. Now she want to bring you her kids and say, well, only a real man steps up. A real man do. Like, why black men in particular are always told that crap? That a real man takes care of other people's children. What? What are you talking about? Why is that being a real man? Black men are the only men they have to play the cleanup man, and is expected to by the black community to play the cleanup men.
Very true.
I'm the type of black man that will tell you brothers to have some freaking standards. And see, one thing they don't like is when a black man has standards.
That's true.
I was thinking about this the other day. I had just got home, from the gym. And I was thinking about how they used to be so angry with Kevin Samuels, when he was alive. And the main reason they was angry at Kevin Samuels is because basically Kevin Samuels was trying to institute standards on the men. He was trying to tell them, look, you don't have to accept any old woman. You don't have to accept any old thing. And they used to really get upset when he would talk about weight, dress size, and things like that. The reason why they would get upset because Kevin Samuels was instituting a standard when it comes to the overall look of a woman, right? Black men are the only men I've ever seen that has no set standard. White men got a particular standard for sure. Even when they go over there to divest with Zaddy over there, they don't. No, look at the women that go over there to him. Pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the women that go to you black men. Look at the Kayla Nicoles and all of them. Look at their shape. Look at all that. They don't bring. It's rare if you see a Gabby Sidibe do that. That's rare. We talking about the norm, because even white women can't even be getting with white men looking certain ways, because white men have a particular standard, and I don't have no issue with their standards. Now black men like a different body type, and that's okay.
He's right.
But going from shapely, curvy woman to obesity is two different things. That is two different things. And Kevin Samuels had him upset about that. How dare a black man say he don't want to deal with obesity or morbid obesity in a woman? How dare he says that? You, a black man, supposed to take me wherever weight I'm at. You supposed to take me whatever kids I got, even if you don't got kids. You supposed to come in here and do it and like it, and you're going to be rewarded by telling you a real man. And then this is these black men have been in these relationships and still got cheated on.
Boom.
Women don't respect men that don't have standards. Period.
Boom.
Bottom line. But you should choose better. And even that conversation, well, choose better. They don't want to hear that either. Because what I've learned over the years, a lot of ladies don't like accountability, especially from men. They don't like standards and they don't like accountability.
Right.
Because say you married this man and we don't know if you truly married him, we don't know if you ghetto married, just living with each other, common law, whatever you want to call it, right? We don't know that, because you got people that do that. Oh, that's my wife. I'm like, okay, when y'all got married? Oh, no, we didn't go down that courthouse, man. We've been living together the past 8 years. That's my wife. Okay. You know, and then some people may not even like what I'm saying right now. I don't care. I don't care. It's the truth. Choose better. Don't get that kind of man. At least, if you're going to lay up with him, don't procreate with him. Please. We need the top of the top men to be having children so we can get that lineage into our community. We always want to have the low of the low. But you chasing another woman, tell her to stop sleeping with her husband, she ain't going to stop. These women are so, today, clout chasing, they love when you give them that kind of attention. You need to check your man at the end of the day. Check him.
We need a commercial, man. Old Spice Gentleman's Body Wash. And this stuff got 24/7 moisturization, so it should be easy.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. And here we go again with the black men who date or marry outside their race. There's something wrong with him, and he dislikes his own race of women.
Okay, so when black men who gain success, influential black men who gain success, like rappers for instance, and they date white women, it sends a message to black boys that black women are not good enough. We are only good enough to support them, to give birth to them, but we're not good enough to marry and share our wealth with. That's what black men are saying when they gain success.
So where are your videos about black women who become successful and marry other than black men? No shade against any of the black women I'm about to mention. I wish them all well, and if they decide to marry outside their race, that's their business. I'm just making a point. Did you make a video about black women like the comedian and TV show host Lonnie Love, who according to Google has an approximate net worth of $1 million? Of course you did. In 2018, she married James Welsh, a non-black man. Where's your "she disliked black men" video on her? How about Garcelle Beauvais, who is best known for her starring role where she played Fancy on The Jamie Foxx Show, who according to Google has an approximate net worth of $9 million. She first married a black man named Daniel Saunders in 1991, but later divorced him in the year 2000. And the following year, in 2001, she married Michael Nyland, a non-black man. Where's your "she disliked black men" video on her? How about Alfre Woodard, who's best known for her role in Love and Basketball, where she played the mother of Sanaa Lathan's character, who according to Google has an approximate net worth of $13 million. She married Roderick Spencer in 1983, a non-black man. Where's your video on her? How about Eve, who's known for being a successful female rapper who reached #1 on the Billboard 200, making her the third female rapper to accomplish this feat, and was certified double platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, who according to Google has an approximate net worth of $13 million. In 2014, she married Maximilian Cooper, a non-black man. Where's your video on her? How about Diana Ross, who is best known for being a singer with endless hit songs and an actress throughout the late 60s through 1990s, who according to Google has an approximate net worth of $250 million. She was married to Robert Ellis Silverstein from 1971 to 1977, and then Arnie Nass from 1985 to the year 2000. Two non-black men. Where's your video on her? How about Stacey Dash? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I forgot. We traded her. Never mind. How about the famous tennis player, Serena Williams, who according to Google has an approximate net worth of $250 million. In 2017, she married Alexis Ohanian, a non-black man. Where's your video on her? And the list goes on. See, these are the type of black women who want to make like everything is one-sided, trying to act like black women don't do the same as black men. Woman, please. If black women can do it and you have nothing to say, then when black men do it, keep that same energy. And just so you know, there are black men who become successful and are married to black women. Lorenz Tate, who according to Google has a net worth of $2.5 million. He married his black wife, Thomasina Parrott, in 2006, and they're still together. O'Shea Jackson Sr., better known as Ice Cube, the rapper from NWA, turned actor, which most people remember his start in his film career as Craig in the movie Friday, and then went into film producing, who, according to Google, has a net worth of approximately $160 million. Ice Cube has been married to Kimberly Woodruff since April 1992, and they're still married. What about the actor Samuel L. Jackson, who has appeared in so many different films, it's too many to list, who according to Google has an approximate net worth of $260 million. In 1980, he married actress and producer LaTanya Richardson, his black wife, and is still married to this day. And since she mentioned rappers, how about the rapper Killer Mike, who according to Google has a net worth of approximately $5 million. He married Shauna Ranger in 2006, and they're still married. By the way, Killer Mike said he wanted to buy a new car, but Shauna convinced him to buy a $250,000 10-unit property, and today it's worth $650,000. Rapper Gucci Mane gave his wife Keisha $2 million when he went to prison, and she turned it into $6 million by the time he was released, who according to Google now has a net worth of $13 million. These are exceptional black women. Proverbs 31:29. Many daughters have done well, but she outshines them all. Young lady, do you have any idea how hard it is to find a woman, especially a black woman, who thinks like that in today's Western society? To invest the money instead of blowing it? And of course, the list goes on for successful black men who are married to and stayed with their black women. Please stop acting like black men are the only ones who get wealthy and then date or marry outside their race. Black women do it too.
And it's showing self-hate, because if you don't love your own mother, you came from your mother, so you should look up to her and worship her as beautiful. But since you don't love your own mother, you're worshiping white women, and it sends a message of self-hate. That's what it sends.
So let me get this right. If a black man was treated well by his mother, and he wants a woman that has that same level of energy, but he can't find one in his own race, but he finds a woman in another race, he dislikes his own mother. Sounds more to me like he dislikes the low level of quality he's running into in the women in his own race.
Boom.
It's sad to say, but it's getting harder and harder to find a black woman of true value in this country. Woman, clearly you have social media. Stop acting like you don't see this ratchetness in abundance in too many of these black women nowadays.
It sends a message of self-hate when so many black men who gain success all of a sudden switch. Black women should stop supporting men like this.
Okay, but black women, you go first. Stop supporting this Sukihana chick, or whatever her name is, and her ratchet behavior. Stop supporting Sexy Red and her ratchet behavior. Oh, here's one. Stop supporting the Sprinkle woman from teaching women to use men for their money. Let's just start right there. Black women like her are so quick to call out black men when they go to other races. But you have nothing to say about the disrespect that a lot of these modern day black women have when it comes down to black men, and the disrespect that they have for themselves.
When they're dealing with women, because I said, you got to understand, women's brokenness and bitterness towards men, it didn't come out of nowhere. Somebody somewhere did something. So I don't want no bitter woman. You played a part in her. If you ever lied to a woman, played her, cheated on her, or anything, you played a part in how she feels. So everybody has to take ownership.
Okay, cool. But at what point do you get past that? If you're a woman who has it together and you meet a man who was hurt by a woman in his past, would you want to deal with him making you pay for what the previous woman did to him? Of course not. So why would a man who has it together deal with that from a woman he did not directly hurt? Once a man gets his money up and he's ready to be with one woman, he's not going to sit around and wait for her to get it together. And neither should a woman wait for a man to get it together.
Everybody want a Boaz. Boaz requires something different, and you haven't prepared yourself for what a Boaz would need.
Too many black women in Western society only think of spending and not saving and investing with their man. Once a man starts making good money, if he's smart, he requires a woman who can do more than just spend his money. He needs a woman who can help him build his wealth. How many times have we heard black women say they refuse to build with a man?
I don't want to help nobody build nothing. Never. Ever. Build with a man.
But people and women like me do not want to build with men. I would never build a man.
He better build himself up.
Period.
Stop building these men up. Building a man doesn't guarantee you any kind of loyalty.
I don't believe in building a man. I want to find, and I don't mean this in a bad way, as ready-made a man as I can find.
So if a black woman refuses to build with a man, that means that she wants him to already have it all. But when a woman of a different race finds him, how do you know whether she's helping him or not? Most of these women are willing to do what most Western women, including black women, are not willing to do.
And when it comes to the topic of what do you bring to the table, she'll sit up at the front of the table with pride and say, I bring balance to the relationship, I bring cooperation, I bring support, I bring submissiveness.
Uh-oh, there's that word submissive. And we all know that word is like kryptonite to these Western women. That's the voice of Andre from the Love Crossing Borders channel. And he's talking about his Colombian wife. Her goal is not to just spend the money they make, but to save the money where she has her talent.
Especially her business skills, man. Since I've been here in Colombia the last 6 years, my wife has probably saved me having to pay other people to do certain things because my wife is a corporate accountant here. She's probably saved me at least $27,000 to $30,000
and having to pay other people to do certain things, get my visa work taken care of, the contracts for this apartment, the contracts for the property that we own.
To the young lady that made this video of black men becoming successful and then going to another race, how many black women are doing this for a man building his business? Not enough, I can tell you that. But that's not all. Keep listening.
In other locations, all those things were negotiated by her, to where at that point a lot of guys that come to Colombia now hit us up. Hey, could you have Andrea do this for me? Or I'll pay her to do that. Or could you, I got a meeting, could your wife be the translator for me?
So not only is she saving them money, she's making even more money on the side using her talent. But wait, there's more.
All these are the things that she brings to the table. At the same time, I get a hot meal every single, meals plural, every single day. My wife says that I bring balance, meaning that I have the ability to be a full-time career woman and also be a full-time married family woman. And if a woman can't balance that, then that's on her. She has to work on that.
Now, how many black women are going to do that? Now, I'm not saying that I want a woman to have a full-time career and then come home and cook and clean every day. But the fact that she's willing to do it is why a lot of black men are going to other races, not just white women. Another huge problem I'm starting to see with black women in Western society is, whatever the trend is, they follow suit. So if nose rings are the in thing, you start seeing black women getting nose rings. When long fingernails are the in thing, you start seeing them wearing long fingernails. If the trend is, I don't need a man, they all start yelling, I don't need a man. So when they started, I'm not helping a man build, black women jumped on board in record numbers. So are black men walking away from black women, or are black women pushing black men away by jumping on every trend without thinking it all the way through? Picture this, if you will. Picture a black woman whose destiny is to gain wealth and all the things that come with it. But in order to gain that wealth, she has to build it with a particular man. That particular man comes into her life and he's telling her the business that he's going to build, and that she's welcome to help him with it and share the wealth together. She begins to build the business with him, and it slowly but surely begins to gain momentum. And then she jumps on social media one day when he's not around, and she hears this.
If you're already building with a man, slowly start pulling out, paying this, stop paying that. Fake lose your job, take some vacation days, pretend like you lost your job.
So she decides to take the advice of the sprinkle chick and start pulling back. Once he realizes she doesn't want to cooperate with him in the business, he decides to move on without her. Then he meets a woman of another race, one like Andrea's Colombian woman, who has the talent and is willing to build with him. They build the business together and they end up becoming millionaires. The black woman who listened to the sprinkle chick gets to the end of her life and she asks God why he never blessed her with the wealth she was asking him for. And God replies, I gave you the man that you were supposed to build the wealth with, but you walked away listening to the sprinkle chick. The reason I didn't give you the wealth on your own is because you would have blown through that money without him being there to protect you from yourself. Seeing that you walked away, I was not going to give you that wealth on your own. And that's why I never gave you the wealth you kept asking for. Now the truth of the matter is, there will be millions of black women in Western society who will never gain success, the wealth, or the man that they truly desire, simply because they cannot think for themselves, and they want everything given to them while they give very little to nothing in return. They simply follow whatever trend there is. However, women from other cultures follow a trend too, but they follow the trend where they see other women in their culture who are successful at business and family. It appears that too many black women in Western society just don't get that part.
If you build with a man, you get left. And you know what else he will do? He will leave you and be with someone else that did nothing but look pretty. She didn't have to do a thing but look pretty. You would have to start all over. So don't build with a man. Don't build with a man.
And this is what I'm talking about. Look at her. She probably never built anything with a man a day in her life. And a lot of these women are just making these videos because they know other women, especially black women, will listen and she'll get the views that she wants. And lastly, contracts. Ladies, contracts help protect whatever time and money that you put into a business with a man. So if you're with a man and he has a good business idea and you want to help him, put together a contract using a qualified attorney that protects your investment in case he wants to walk away. And if he doesn't want to do a contract with you, then you already know he is not the right black man for you. It's that simple. So for the black women in Western culture, keep on listening to these butthurt black women who can't get over a few failed relationships with black men if you want to. And you too may be missing out on your blessings.
You talking about legacy? Legacy is built and the dynasty is built when you have a wise woman on your arm.
A woman who is unwilling to partner with a man. She does not deserve anything that he has or that he will accumulate. The reason why my wife has everything that she wants and desires is because she partnered with me and she spoke life into me and she helped me build. And so now it is hers too.
Yeah.
I can't say this just mine because she was in the gym with me shooting.
Yeah.
And so that's what we have to understand today is that marriage is interdependent, not two independents.
That version of him required a different type of woman. And I tell men that all the time. Your legacy is connected to the type of woman that you have on your arm. These over here, all your stuff all over the internet, all over the blogs, because y'all choosing women that don't have nothing to lose but will help you lose everything.
That's what my wife says that she brings to the table. First of all, that cooperation, that submissiveness. She's 100% with Kevin Samuels when he said soup, sandwich, support, and silence is what all men need. And she says this is globally. She said it's not just a U.S. thing. It's not a Latin thing. All men need sex. All men need a hot meal. All men need support and respect, and all men need sometimes just have some space. They need us to just be quiet and give them space to create.
Hey, somebody didn't tell you, and I love you so much.
And other agencies carried out their search by October 13, 2014. The search was officially closed.
So my question is, watching these couple videos to black men and mostly black women, you decide. To women, you decide what type of man you want, and you see what the results is, and then you listen to those other women who's bitter, angry, who ran off the men in their life, and they just got they got too self-centered in their ways. Has it worked out for them? Has that man stayed in that person's life? And men, just be careful who you pick, because these videos was to show you an example of the women that you pick. Particularly if you're a black man, but if other men pay attention, you see the type of personality of woman, you be careful too. Now, this is for the black women. Why are black men leaving? Did you hear the videos? Sometimes the women put their own business out there and tell their own story. So men are watching this. So what is that men is thinking that have the resources? You don't think about stuff like that because you have one of these stubborn women that have a closed-minded mindset that think that's it and that's the way it's going to be because I'm educated. And you may be educated, you may make good money, but in the end, are you happy? In the end, because life circumstances do happen, and sometimes in the end, wouldn't it be nice to share with somebody other than another human being? You could have an animal, can bring you some companion, but your children, you have children, they're gonna leave the house. They're gonna have a life of their own. Your peers, they're gonna have a life of their own. Now, for the women whose husbands have passed away, or the women that's been had abusive husband, my heart goes out to them. And the especially ones that passed away. But But if you're gonna harden your heart, that's what's gonna happen. And but if you're gonna keep running your mouth and not know how to tame your mouth, you're gonna talk away your blessing. That's what it is. And the reason why you see a lot of single women who are my age and younger, some in their 60s and 70s, they never figured it out that you can be pushing a man out the door. And so these men go someplace on the planet to find a woman to have the wisdom, raised with the understanding that takes two, that God gave them a position in marriage to help the man out. That's what Raul was saying. Not to dominate the man, not to belittle the man to make him feel like he's an idiot or he's a child up under you. But certain particular women in our community have a tendency to do that, and that's a turnoff for me. And I know that's to be a turnoff for other men. It's that what drives men away. When a man just stay quiet and he's angry, boil up inside to the point that he's trying to maintain his cool, but you keep pushing it and pushing it to the point you pushing right out the door. You see, people say when a woman fed up, yeah, that is a time when a woman get fed up with some foolishness, yes. But there are men in this era right now, in this decade, been told 50, 60 years how much they ain't worth the darn. Everything. Anything that they belittle them as a human being. And at some point, you get what you put out. So that man has the guts and wisdom to just walk away. Cuss you out and then walk away. Just, and it's for the ego, stubborn, I ain't gonna crack, I ain't gonna do this type of women. You keep listening to women like Sprinkle and Cynthia G. Put them like the ideal women. And the women with that mindset. And you're going to be alone. Because God is, and it's just like he said, God's not, where is my husband? Your mouth push him away. Maybe it takes God himself to tell you in prayer. Because that's the only way you're going to listen. Because if a man says something, you challenge, it's a man versus woman thing. Wait till God himself tell you. He's going to show you through his Holy Spirit. If you have a relationship with God, it's on you. Just like he would show the man, it's on you. So, hopefully this video will give you something to think. If a woman come across this video, and black men understand what I'm talking about, but we got to do better about the selective type of woman, like the woman said, or what kind of woman we need on our side. That's what it comes down to. And it's and to the women out there, there's too many women on the planet. What you won't do, another woman will do. What you may not find attractive, another woman will find attractive. I may not be attractive, but somebody on the planet find me attractive. It's not that's the thing about it is you don't want, that's common sense. And that's just saying, well, you don't look to my peer. It don't matter. At the end of the day, if I got the income and I got the resources and stuff, my options is unlimited. So think about it. So there's a lot of men that think like that. And these men that, no matter their height, their weight, their short, when it comes to understanding who they God created to be, you women gonna regret what you're doing. Pushing that man to the side. And the only reason why some women gonna end up alone because you listen to women like Shira 7. By the way, she's a witch. she's trying to cast spells. It's not going to work. When men get their right minded with God, just start dropping that. All right then, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy this video. Like and subscribe. And women, to the women out there, you better understand what wisdom is. If you don't have wisdom, you better seek the Most High God, because the men is not putting up with it no more. Women are trying to tell the women that if you listen to the wrong women, you're gonna be sorry. Same way it was forced men. Men tell men something, men don't listen, they're gonna find out the hard way. So that's the reason why there might be a certain percentage of black men and black women will be married in high numbers when it comes to each other, because what they project on the internet. And you doing it, and the ones that's coming forward with that, and the ones that's agreeing with the mindset of these women like Shira Seven, Cynthia G. They keeping their own self single, and keeping their women single, and thinking that man is gonna not know. And maybe you might come across that unaware with you, but at the end, God's gonna reveal to him what you're doing. And that diva mentality is gonna fall. And you think, I got the few things from him. I got his reason. I got the few dollars from him. That's all you got. You could have had more, but you cheapen yourself. And that's gonna keep you alone. Think about it. So keep listening to foolish women. No matter if they're young or old, because you're gonna be sorry. You're going to be sorry. That's all I'm gonna say. So ask God to send you if you don't have a mentor of a woman, send him a godly woman with some godly sense. If I was a younger woman, I would ask for any advice from an older woman, send her with a godly woman. Not just an older woman that got godly sense, common sense. And if black women and black men are going to get together, that's the only going to stay together in high numbers. That's the only way it's going to be. But you got people making videos and making foolishness on all different social topics. There ain't going to be a high number of blacks. It's going to be a small percentage. And more black. And then, hey, if black women choose to marry out, but I hope you understand, even with another man, consequences, circumstances going to happen. Love that man too. Don't think that because he has problems and issues just like the black man does. It could be throughout his life. So you stick by that man. Same thing, we stick by the woman, whatever one we choose. Everything is not sugar-coated. Because when you get down, get to know a person and wake up with the person and know the person's habits. You with that person, you vow to love that person for the rest of your life. So the parents is gonna be over. And the real you is gonna come out. Your real intention is gonna come out. And whatever race, color, creed that person is, they're gonna find out what you really are. Think about it. Alright then. So good luck in your relationships out there, and seek wisdom. Seek from the Most High God, that He'll send you somebody with wisdom, and you will have a blessed relationship and blessed marriage, and will prosper. Don't listen to foolish people that's angry, bitter, resentment, because you see they ain't going nowhere, and they're not gonna go too far. And in the end, you're going to see the jealousy rise up. Trust me. Just keep watching. Alright then. Be blessed. Take care.